Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video, and today we are back with something a little bit different on the channel. Today we are going to be doing a 500k Premier League squad build. I do get a lot of questions asking people for teams, and if I would check their teams, and if people would like to see squad builders on the channel. So I'm doing one today just to see how you guys do like it. If you do enjoy it and you would like to see more, make sure you drop a thumbs up. It will massively help me out to understand if you guys would like to see more or not. So without further ado, going straight into this squad build, we're starting off with the goalkeeper. It is Nick Pope. Now, a lot of people might be surprised why we're going with Nick Pope. Nick Pope is broken this year in FIFA. The main reason why is because his height is the thing that is broken. He's listed as 6'7". He's actually about 6'3" in real life, so 6'7" in game. So he's really big, and he looks even bigger than 6'7" in game. You know, he looks like he's maybe sort of 6'10", 6'11". So he's just, for some reason, he's broke the coding. I don't know what it is, but those long limbs, those long arms means he's more likely to get more saves. So that is the main reason why Pope is broke, but he is an amazing goalkeeper. My experiences with him so far have been quite mixed. Some games he is absolutely amazing, and then other games he's kind of just very average. So, you know, all in all, I don't think goalkeepers make a massive difference who you decide to pick, but I've gone with Pope. It does keep the price down because I think it's more important to spend your money this year on attackers rather than defenders. Now, moving into the right back slot in the Premier League, it's actually going to be Nelson Semedo. Again, this guy is just amazing again this year in FIFA. This guy last year was unbelievable. I personally think he was better last year and a bit more overpowered last year in FIFA than this year, but he is still a phenomenal card. Again, the medium-high work rates are perfect. The 4-star skill moves, amazing pace. You know, you whack an anchor on him, or maybe even a sentinel, or you just maybe go straight up, give him a shadow. But he would be he's a really good fullback. You know, someone that you see in a lot of people's teams, especially when people do go for like the Joe Gomez's at centre back and players like that. So he's a fantastic fullback and somebody that you'll get a lot of success out of. Now, the other centre back that we are going to be using is actually going to be Joe Gomez. He's actually going to be the first centre back that we're going to be using in the team. Now, I've got this Joe Gomez. I've actually got this Gomez as a UCL card. If I can get that UCL Joe Gomez in there. He is just amazing. You know, everybody knows how good Joe Gomez is. You know, I was lucky enough to pack this guy the other day at my Foot Champs rewards, and yeah, he's just overpowered as hell. I think it's just that pace, that 82 pace. You know, with the shadow on him, he's up to like sort of in the 90s for pace. So he's just incredibly difficult to get past, even if you've got super quick strikers. He's just difficult. Agility balance is okay. Reactions, you know, his composure is not great, but he's one of those cards who just plays better than his stats. You know, sometimes stats aren't everything. Sometimes players can maybe not have the best stats, but it's how they play in game. And Gomez is a prime example of that. Someone who in game just plays far better than maybe what his stats suggest. So Joe Gomez is an incredible centre back. I'm just going to put Joe Gomez to the left centre back slot because the right centre back is actually going to be Kyle Walker. Now, something that a lot of people are surprised about is using sort of fullbacks as centre backs. Now, the main reason why I like using fullbacks as centre backs is someone like Kyle Walker, especially because of the pace. Again, the 92 pace on Kyle Walker. But the main reason, the best fullbacks that work at centre backs are the ones that have pace and also the ones that have really good sort of strength. And again, Kyle Walker's only got 79 strength, but he's another prime example of somebody who doesn't necessarily have the stats to back up how he plays in game. You know, he feels a lot stronger than 79 strength. So he's a great example of somebody. You could even flip it if you wanted to. You could play like Semedo at centre back, but playing fullbacks at centre back is a very powerful tool to use, and something that I don't see a lot of people utilize. You know, I do use this Kyle Walker from time to time at centre back, and he is just amazing. You know, again, having that pace, you know, up against those real pacey strikers. When you come up against Mbappe's in that, having this Kyle Walker in your team is amazingly helpful. Now, moving on to the left back position, we've actually got Alex Telles. Now, this guy is someone that I've not had a massive amount of experience with necessarily in my team. In draft, yes, I have, but not necessarily when playing rivals and champs. But Alex Telles is always one of my favourite fullbacks to go for in FIFA. He's just got such a well-rounded card. He's just very good at everything. Pace is decent, very good passing, dribbling's pretty well rounded, defending's okay, physicals are quite nice, you know, got very good stamina. So again, something like a shadow on him would just be amazing. Puts him up to like 94 pace, you know, he's defending in the high 80s. And again, he's already got very good passing, pretty decent dribbling. So just a very well rounded fullback, obviously Brazilian as well. So it gives good links to people if you do want to sort of branch out and go for other potential leagues if you want to link other people in. Then at the centre back slot, we have actually got Al-An, and now this guy is amazing. Now I've actually got him in a striker position based on the team that I use, but this Al-An card, again, much like last year, is super overpowered. Again, for me personally, I think he's probably better this year than he was last year. But again, that card, very good pace, incredible defending, very nice physical, good stamina, dribbling is really, really nice. Just super overpowered for me. I find he's probably a little bit better than someone like a Sissoko, who we've actually got as the other midfielder in our team. We've actually got Sissoko, and Sissoko is very, very good this year. But again, from my experience, I find that Al-An is the better midfielder. I just find that Al-An seems to get into positions a little bit better. He seems to inset the ball a little bit better. Even though his pace isn't quite as good, he just feels like he moves and he's a bit more agile. Doesn't quite have the physicality of Sissoko. Obviously, Sissoko with that 89 physicality, again, really good stamina, really high strength. But he's just his passing is really poor. That's the only thing I would say about Sissoko. He doesn't seem to connect with a lot of passes, but I think you could say that about a lot of players in this game. Their passing is not necessarily as good as you want it to be, but so far this Sissoko has been amazing for me. I've played 102 games with him. He's got 23 assists playing as a CDM, so he's done a pretty nice job for me, and he's a very, very good card. Now at the cam slot, we've actually gone for Roberto Firmino. Now again, this might be a little bit of a surprise for some people, but I think this Firmino card, he's one of my favorite cards to use every FIFA. I just think he's super, super reliable. I think the 5-star skill moves, the 4-star weak foot, high work rates is really good. His dribbling is insanely good. Again, really good stamina. Shooting's pretty nice. Pace is good. So there's a lot of things you could do with this Firmino. You could easily put a finisher on him. You could whack a dead eye on him and give him shooting and passing. You could just stick a hunter on him if you wanted to, give him more pace and shooting. There's lots of things you can do with this Firmino, but I think it's good to have a 5-star skiller in the team. If you do know some good 5-star skills, the Elastico, for example, really good skill moves to be able to utilize. But Firmino is a really good card, really reliable. I think the thing that's most underrated for me about Firmino is his shooting. I find with Firmino, he finishes so many opportunities, and he's just very, very reliable. Always good for a goal, always in the right position as well, and just in that cam slot does a phenomenal job. I think I'm going to go to the striker position. We've actually got Anthony Martial as the striker. I haven't had a lot of experience, again, much like Alex Tellez with this guy in necessarily Rivals and Champs. But whenever I've drafted this guy in Foot Draft, he has been amazing. And whenever I come up against this Martial, he just seems to finish everything. Again, really good pace. Shooting's very, very nice. Dribbling is pretty exceptional as well. Physicals aren't the best. The 3-star weak foot might put some people off as well. But the 4-star skill moves, again, gives good links to lots of people being French. And like I said, he just seems to finish everything. And again, one thing that surprised me with Martial, he just seems to be quite strong. He seems to always win the 50-50 battles. Seems to always just get in front of his man and then, can just use that pace to accelerate away. So this Martial card is a very, very good card. For me, I've experienced using Aubameyang, I've experienced using Timo Werner. I think this Martial card, in my opinion, is better than those guys. I've had a much better experience with Martial when I've come up with him than a Timo Werner or an Aubameyang. This Martial card just seems to be the one, just seems to be a really good option. Then moving on to the left wing position. Now this might not be a too much of a surprise for most people. It is going to be Marcus Rashford. Now Rashford is probably the most overpowered he's been in any FIFA. Obviously being that left midfielder, those 5-star skill moves. Now with that 4-star weak foot, last year he only had a 3-star weak foot, but the 5-star skills, incredible pace. He's so lethal when he finishes. Again, really good dribbling as well, nice stamina. But this this Rashford card, my apologies, is just a stud. He's probably the star of this team. He's just the guy. He's just that guy this year. That 5-star skill moves and that 4-star weak foot combination. I think that upgrade to the 4-star weak foot just makes him super, super good. I would actually recommend probably swapping Martial and Rashford over and actually having Martial as the winger and putting Rashford as the striker. That's probably what I would do if I was playing in game. But that Rashford card is so, so good and just super overpowered this year. And then to finish up at the right wing slot, we've actually got Heung-min Son as the right winger, which might be again a little bit of a surprise to some people. But using certain players like a Son off chem, I know he's only got 2 chemistry there, but if you convert him up to a winger, and then once he has got loyalty and with a manager, you can actually get Son up to 7 chem. So even sticking, for example, a hunter on him, you'll still get him into sort of the 93-ish pace. His shooting will go up to around about 90, 91. But the 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, Very good pace, shooting, passing, dribbling is really nice, and again the stamina is very, very high, which is really important for this game. But I had Son up until very recently. Obviously now I'm lucky enough to have upgraded to Neymar, so now I'm beyond using this Heung-min Son card. But he was really, really good. I would say with Son, his best position in my opinion was as a striker. He was very, very good up front. Again, that 5-star weak foot up front made it difficult for my opponents to defend him. So that is it for the squad build. You can see this team cost me around about 502k at the minute on Xbox, and it's actually around 600k on PlayStation. So a little bit more expensive on PlayStation, but overall this squad is fantastic. It's got so many good meta players. It's you know, very difficult to upgrade this team. You know, it's quite expensive to upgrade this team beyond this. You know, you're looking at De Bruyne's, Kante's, you know, maybe Virgil van Dijk in there, you know, maybe Mane, Salah up for that right wing slot. So you're just looking at incredibly, you know, you can just build such a great squad for just 500,000 coins this year. So it's just really, really good for anybody who's looking for a Premier League squad. This is what I would recommend for the best possible squad. So if you enjoy the squad builder and you would like to see more, make sure you drop a thumbs up. It does massively help us out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy the content and you'd like to see more. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.